right, check the feed.
Oh, good.
All right, yeah. All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Two brothers from Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming back with another Lord willing edifying lesson to feed the elect of the nation of Israel. And before we get started with the lesson, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Hakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect that's out here laboring in all truth and sincerity. To you, we say shalom.
Shalom.
All right. So, as you see the title of this lesson, we want to go into about how we're trying to leave a righteous legacy behind. Okay, because that's the end goal of why we're doing this work, man. All right, is to be written in the book of life, so that our words can be remembered in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, to where our children's children's children, all down the line. All right, how they will speak on the great sacrifices that we did. Lord willing, that we're those men that's written about in the scriptures, man. All right, the disciples and all the works that they did, man. Lord willing, that's us, coming into our lots again. All right, and leaving behind another chapter in the story in this reincarnation, man. You know.
Right.
Now, you got anything you can add, bro?
Now, just like you said, we're trying to, this is the time we have an opportunity to establish a legacy that's going to last forever, man. Right? Everything that we're doing is being, taken note of, right, in the heavens, right? And Lord willing, we endure. That's going to carry on with us, right, through the generations to come, man.
Mm-hmm. So before we get started, we can go ahead and jump into Job 8 and 8.
Uh, it's the book of Job, chapter 8, verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
Right, and that is our job as being woken up to the fact of being Israelites again, man. All right,
Mhm.
to look to the former age, all right, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers, which pretty much go into the acts that our forefathers did, all right, to pave the way for us to be where we are today, man. You know,
Right.
so we read these accounts of these different men and what they've done, all right, so that we know where we come from. All right, we know the stock that we derive from, and we know why the Lord why He made us so great, man. Okay, because one of the main reasons here in Babylon the Great why our people are so downtrodden and destroyed is because they don't know their history. They don't know the great things that we did through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, our legacy has really just been reduced to the accomplishments that has been done here in Babylon. So majority of Jake, they don't realize that they descend from a nation of kings and priests, man. They all they know is what they've been told about what they've done, post slavery. But what about the things, pre-slavery? All right, and that's not even just accounting all the things that we did of how we, pretty much, formed the world. Because when you go throughout all world history, that's our history. But the main thing that you need to know is your biblical history, man, because this Bible pretty much is our history book, man. All right, it's more than just you know the feel good stories. You got the trial and tribulation that we went through as a nation as well. So when we read these scriptures, all right, we are seeing what our forefathers had to go through, all right, and how the Lord pretty much was with them, man. All right, and that's what's going to build our faith to be able to endure and get through the times that we're about to face, such as Jacob's trouble, man. You know.
Sorry. Preach that for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's Romans 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning,
Mm-hmm.
that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Yeah, you can speak on it if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna read in the NLT real quick. It says, such things were written in the scriptures long ago to teach us, and the scriptures give us hope and encouragement as we wait patiently for the Most High's promises to be fulfilled. Right. So we have examples, right? We have things to look at, as teaching points, right? We see the faith of our forefathers. We see the integrity that those men walked with, right? With the understanding that they were leaving behind eternal legacy, man, right? The men that you hear about and read about in the scriptures, they're the only people whose names are remembered from those times, right? Outside of the wicked kings and things of that nature, right? But there are men who are of note, right, of high esteem back then who are no longer remembered. So
Yeah.
that's how we know when we come into this next kingdom that the men who you see, teaching and preaching, Lord willing, we be those men. Those names will be remembered and carried on through the annals of history, man.
Let me think of a preset real quick. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Because like you said, man, we want to be remembered. All right. And the acts that our forefathers did, these things are recorded in history and are still spoken about until this day, man. All right. This is Revelation chapter 14 and 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. Right. And that has been, the story of all the men, all right, that followed Yahweh Shem Shai in the past, because a good number of the disciples, they got put to death for their faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, and their works follow, man.
Mhm.
Like example that comes straight to mind is Stephen.
Yep.
Stephen, you got the disciples, the 12, all
Mhm.
right. All of them were put to death, all right, except for John the Revelator. All right, he was sent to the island of Patmos to pretty much, work in them. I believe it was salt mines. I believe, till he
Mhm.
died. But even him, all the men of old, all right, that pretty much died doing the work. Their works have followed them, okay, to this day. All right, that's why. Can you get that where it says how it go? They that follow me in the regeneration, Bible Kashah.
Mhm.
I think it's in Matthew, somewhere in there. But
Okay.
everybody, their works, it continues on. You hit a pause button when you return to the spirit world, but in the moment the Lord, brings your spirit back to this flesh, and you're right back like you never left, man. All right, because all the believers in Yahweh Shemiah Shai, they're gonna come back doing the exact same thing they were doing prior to their last incarnation, man. So that's
That's
why
right.
it says that their works do follow them, because the Yahweh Shemiah Shai is gonna have the elect, continuing to fight until the end. You know,
Exactly. Okay. This is Matthew 19 and verse 28. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
right? So it says, though they that follow me in the regeneration, which is the reincarnation. So which means what? Like I said, you're gonna come back following the Messiah, just like you did in your past life, man. All right,
Mhm.
because the scriptures tell you, you're gonna come back in your life, man. All right. So if you was a prophet, if you were a disciple back then, you're gonna come back into this earth a prophet and a disciple. You're gonna come back a believer. You're gonna come back a scoffer. Whatever the lot the Lord has you is, you're gonna come back as. But those that follow the Messiah, Yahushua Hamashiach, you're gonna follow him until the end. All right. This is because we're seeking eternal life, man. Like he asked the disciples, all right, after he pretty much scolded all of them, all the men that was there whenever he fed them, and he was
Mhm.
like, when they left, he looked at them like, "You gonna leave me too?" And what they tell him, they said, "Where we gonna go? We know
Right.
eternal life is only through you." Roughly paraphrasing, man. And that's how we see today, which shows you that, Lord willing, we gotta be those men that was back with Yahweh Shai, doing his work before, man. And Lord willing, the Lord puts the spirit on us to endure until the end, even if we do have to die, man. Because the
That's right.
scriptures say what? As we just read, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth, man. Because that shows that you believe in the Lord until the very end. And the scriptures tell you that in Sirach, the 4th chapter. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee, man. Okay? So those works are going to be remembered. All right. And it's going to be remembered by being written in the book of life, to where your works are going to be visited again soon. All right. Just as we're reading the works, prior to this incarnation, but in the kingdom of heaven, what we did in this lifetime is going to be remembered when we're in the kingdom, so that the ones, the elect that's born, into the kingdom, that died on this side, they're gonna read about the things that we did, man. All right.
That's
Oh,
right.
this is a good one right here. Hey, Shalom, brother, Alahayim, Alahaya, 144K. Wisdom of Solomon, that's the spirit I had that on there. Wisdom of
Right.
Solomon 8 and 13. Moreover, by the means of her, the her being wisdom, I shall obtain immortality and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me. And that's what we're trying to do, man. All right.
Mhm.
And wisdom is showing us how to do that. This is why we read earlier in Job 8 and 8 to inquire, all right, of our fathers, because our fathers, they implored wisdom to get, to get their name immortalized in time, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Because though they died, their legacy, their name, it lives on, man. All right, and that's what we hope to have done with us, man. You know, you got anything?
Um, I'm gonna jump down in that Wisdom of Solomon.
Okay.
It's Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 17, and it says, "Now when I consider these things in myself and pondered them in my heart, how that to be allied unto wisdom is immortality." So our connection, right, our friendship, right, being allied, paired with that wisdom of Yahweh Shem Shai is going to lead to that immortality, man, right? And in doing so, you're going to be remembered as those who stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, man.
Khan. Yes, I butchered the brother's name. It was Aliyah, 144K. Slack it, brother. But yeah, that was a good
God.
precept. But
Mhm.
let me add to you. This is Wisdom of Solomon 6, and I'm gonna start at verse. I started verse 17. It says, "For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love, and love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her law is the assurance of corruption." Because what is the very beginning of discipline? That goes into the fear of the Lord. All right, and the fear of the Lord
Mhm.
is going to keep you in line to make sure that you're abiding in Yahweh Bashim Shai's ways, like it tells you in Psalm, I believe that's 2 and 11. Kiss the Son lest he be angry. All right. So continuing on, it says, "And love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption." And incorruption is another word for immortality. It says, "Incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth a kingdom." Okay,
Mhm.
and that's what we ultimately desire, man. We desire a kingdom in which we will rule in righteousness, man. All right, to where we will be immortal, man. All right, and the reason why we can't obtain that right now is because we live in these sinful bodies, man. This flesh. All right, what Scripture tell you, in this flesh dwelleth no good thing, man. So the wisdom that we have in the spirit, we want to be able to fully be able to execute that, all right, in action, which we will do when we get these new bodies, man. Lord willing,
Mhm.
that we are of that number that's gonna, get beamed up and changed, man. All right. But
That's
the
right.
whole point of what we're doing this for is to aspire to have a place in the kingdom on the first go round, man. All right. And so
Okay.
wisdom is teaching us on how to do that. All right. So finishing out verse 21. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom that you may reign forevermore. And when you go into it, King Solomon was given the blueprint. Can you get that in First Kings, the second chapter? Start at the
Mhm.
top. Because King Solomon, all right, when he was given that counsel by King David when he was on his deathbed, King David was literally telling King Solomon this right here, man. You know?
Okay. It's, 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore, and show thyself a man,
Mm-hmm.
and keep the charge of the Lord thy power, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that
Mm-hmm.
thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
Mm-hmm. And just to give a quick precept on, what I was talking about. All right, this is Deuteronomy 6 and 5. "And thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou lays down, and when thou rises up. And this is exactly what King David was doing, because
Mm-hmm.
he was on his way, back to the spirit world. So he was setting his house in order, man, and he was doing exactly what the law said, which is to impart these law, statutes, commandments, this wisdom unto his children, so that the righteous legacy can continue to be forwarded. All right, so you got it, bro.
That's right. God, continuing on. 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 5, or sorry, verse 4. That the Lord may continue in his word, which he spake concerning me, saying, if thy children take heed to their way, to walk before me in truth, with all their heart and with all their soul, there shall not fail thee, say he, a man on the throne of Israel.
Right. So King David was telling King Solomon that, look, as long as you continue to dwell with wisdom, all right, and you pass this information down to your seed line, all right, then your seed will continue to be prosperous, which is what we read in Wisdom of Solomon. I'm gonna read 6 and 20 and 21 again. It says, therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom that ye may reign forevermore. And that's what King Solomon was telling King. It's like that's what King David was telling King Solomon. If you want to know how to forward your kingdom, dwell with wisdom. All right, and wisdom will guide you unto everything that you need to do. And then when you read, I believe that was the next chapter. All right, when King David, I believe King Solomon, I think he had that dream, and the Most High asked him, like, look, I can give you whatever you want. What do you want? Roughly paraphrasing, he told him, look, I want wisdom. And because he asked for wisdom, the Lord said he gave him everything else with that, man. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we should be desiring, man, because scripture say what? Wisdom is better than rubies. Wisdom is more precious than rubies, man. All right. Because wisdom, it teaches you on how to forward yourself beyond what we have right now, man. All right. This world doesn't teach you about legacy, man. All right. You'll hear Jake speak on that, generational wealth and all that shit, but that's not true legacy right there, man, because you could do everything that you want to try to leave your children set up, and they can squander all that in the means of a couple days, a week, a month, a
Right.
year. So to truly set up a legacy, man, you want to. It starts with the action that you putting forth right now, and then, like I said, you're doing that for yourself, and your kids, your children, you know, they will follow suit if the Lord, sees fit for them to, man. But we will definitely have that, to where our children are going to be walking in that in the kingdom of heaven, where Israel is all righteous, man. You know.
That's right. God, I got one for you real quick.
Uh-huh.
This is Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 7. The just man walketh in his integrity. His children are blessed after him.
Mm.
So when you walk in the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, your descendants will receive that blessing as well, man. And we see that as a result with our forefathers, man. Right? They did as the Lord commanded. Their seeds were were blessed, and so on and so forth, man. Until we started being disobedient, So now you have an elect, a remnant coming back to serve the Lord, and as a result, that process of the seed line, the children after that, being blessed is gonna begin again, man.
Yeah, because like you mentioned earlier in the lesson, all right, having a wicked sea line, especially in this time, and that's all going to be wiped away with, when once judgment begins to be rained out, man. All right, so nobody's going to be remembered but the elect. All right, and
Right.
as far as Israel is concerned, man, because your Michael Jordans, your LeBron James, your Jay Z's, your whatever greats, Muhammad Ali, whatever greats that were here in America, they have their legacy in America. But when it comes to the kingdom of heaven, none of that's going to be remembered, man. Real quick, could you get Second Peter, the third chapter, where it says all these things shall be dissolved?
God.
Because you want a legacy that's going to last, man. All right, because like we're mentioning, the names that we're speaking of, all right, Moses, King David, Peter, Job, all the names of the prophets, hey, these men's names are immortalized because we still, in quote unquote 2024, are still speaking on these men that was written about thousands of years ago, man. Okay,
Hmm.
That's another good
God.
one, real quick. Uh, Sirach 4:16 in the GNT. Put your trust in wisdom, and you will possess her and pass her on to your descendants. And that's exactly what you
Heavy,
just said.
heavy.
You know,
Exactly. Hey, that's the beauty of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is that understanding that this we're speaking life through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, right? So once we get put back in those holy bodies, right, and taken out of these chains of darkness, that wisdom is gonna exude from us, man. You know, we won't be able to go off anymore. So in understanding that your entire, hundreds of millions, however many, descendants, down the road are going to be benefiting from the acts of men, right, who are on this side, man.
that's right.
This is Second Peter chapter 3, and I'll start in 10. It
Hmm.
reads, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right.
The
It
earth."
says that the,
Mhm.
the day of the Lord shall come the thief of night. So here it is. You got Jake here in America and wherever they are, all around the world, trying to, pave a path to leave behind whatever legacy that they're trying to build, not realizing that when this world, and when I say this world, I'm talking about the rulership of Esau, Edom. When this
Right.
world is taken down, nothing that was established here is gonna matter in that day, man. Okay,
Mhm.
because nobody's thinking about Yahweh Shemal Shah. Nobody's trying to build something that is, first and foremost acknowledging Yahweh Shemal Shah, and then trying to, forward him, all right, in righteousness, man. Everything that these people are doing is for self glorification and wickedness, man. You know,
Exactly. Continuing on, it reads, "And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
hmm
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?"
right. So it said the works thereof and everything is going to be burned up, all right, and this place is going to melt with fervent heat. So everything that you're trying to establish here is gonna go up in smoke, man. You know, so it makes no sense for you to try to forward yourself here, knowing that Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed, man. All right, we're looking to
Mhm.
be, we're looking to put in work for the life after that. That's why I said we have no continuing city here, man. Okay, so this
Right.
is why trying to forward ambitions and all that stuff here, chasing your dream, that died the moment we came into this truth because we understood that it's not now. We're working towards the future. All right, we're putting
Right.
in, like Tazwan likes to go into, that ROI, man, that return on investment, or however you say that, phrase, to
Mhm.
pretty much, be able to cash out on that in the future. All right, like it says in Matthew the 6th chapter, storing up your treasures in heaven, man, and that's when we'll be able to really, for whatever it is that we want to do, man. But as of right now, our focus on is storing up this wisdom. All right, so that, like I said, we can be remembered, in the times of later. All right,
That's right.
you got any
Okay.
more?
Uh, yeah. Verse 12. It reads,
Oh,
"Looking
Salakia,
for."
that last part too, where it said, knowing all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of
Mhm.
person are you to be in all holy conversation? And pretty much going to how should you be conducting yourself? What manner
Right.
of person are you to be indulging as, knowing that all this shit about to be destroyed, man? You know,
Yeah.
are you for the now, or are you for the future? You know,
Exactly. Exactly. Because this world, uh, you know, starting with Esau Edom, they incentivize you living a lifestyle as he did, right, where you're only thinking about your current situation, man. But coming into this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you start to think nation minded. You start thinking kingdom minded. You think above, and outside of yourself, and think about, the futures. So that's why we don't concern ourselves right outside of our daily responsibilities, right, with whatever afflictions that we may face, man, because we understand that we're doing this right for the sake of the kingdom, man.
God.
But I'll continue on that. It says 2 Peter 3:12, "Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Lord, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this place is about to go up in fervent heat, man.
Exactly. It says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
And that's the point. That's what you should be, working towards, man. All right, and in doing so, you have a place in that kingdom of heaven, man. All right, because what we're doing right now is establishing a spot, in the kingdom, man. Okay,
Mhm.
so when all hell breaks loose and this place is destroyed, when the kingdom of heaven is being established, you'll already be a part of it, man. Because scriptures say what, man? The kingdom of heaven, it begins with us. It's in us. All right. So we will physically bring the kingdom of heaven onto earth. All right.
Mhm. Okay. Which one next?
Um, get Wisdom of Solomon, the third chapter, and start at verse. You started at 11, and we'll go down.
Okay.
We'll go down to 19. Just quickly read through that.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and verse 11. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable,
Mm-hmm.
and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
Right, because you despising wisdom and nurture, you're despising the instructions on how to pretty much live a prosperous life, man. How to build a
Right.
righteous legacy, man. All right, you're trying to do it your own way, which isn't going to work out too good for you, man.
Mhm. It reads, their wives are foolish, and their children wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Their offspring is cursed. Wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which hath not known the sinful bed. She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls.
Right, because here it is. This person, you give an example like LeBron, right? LeBron, he's known for this, having this immaculate career. All right, this awesome family. All right, you don't hear anything bad about him and his family in the media. So you think this dude he has a what you would call a righteous legacy here, man. But
Mhm.
none of that's gonna matter because once this place is destroyed, man, nobody's gonna remember LeBron and his family. You know, nobody's gonna remember the works that that these people did. And even let's just use a bad example. You got that just the average nigga. All right, you see in the hood. All right, he has a family, he has kids, a woman or whatnot. But this nigga, all right, because he despised wisdom, he never imparted that unto his children, unto his wife. So he has a wicked woman. All right, he has wicked children, you know, and they're just causing all type of problems in the world, man. You know, and it starts with the man, okay? Because like I was listening to the priest Ayasha Mas, he was going into, man, you got a whole seed line of just good for nothings, man. Like no, they ain't doing nothing to afford no type of legacy in the earth. They're just here, just taking up space, man. Like the Edomites call them. Now you're just mouth breathers, man.
Right.
You ain't doing nothing productive. You just here, okay? So
Mhm.
that's why the scripture saying, man, hey, their wives are foolish and their children are wicked. Their offspring is cursed because they're just forward in the line of just niggas and bitches, man. They're not doing anything beneficial. All right, but see, in the kingdom of heaven, we're trying to impart our seeds to have that righteousness about them. That's why you see a lot of brothers, that have seeds in this world. They try to impart the truth on them when they're young. Therefore, as they get older, like the scriptures tell you, train up a child, and pretty
Mhm.
much in that way they should walk. Roughly paraphrasing. So by the time they get of age, man, they know the wisdom, and if the Lord wants to work with them, they'll continue on like that, man. But a lot of
Right.
these people and their family is cursed, and they can have a good thing going. They got a business going, they can pass down and all that, but that doesn't matter if they're wicked. All right, because the head's wicked, and the rest of these
Mhm.
niggas gonna be wicked too, man. All right.
That's it. Continuing on. Um, Verse 13, their offspring is cursed, wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which hath not known the sinful bed. She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls.
Mm-hmm.
And blessed is the eunuch, which with his hands hath wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against the Most High. For unto him shall be given the special gift of faith, and an inheritance in the temple of the Lord, more acceptable to his mind.
Right. So, in other words, pretty much it's better for you not even to have children because Hey, 'cause your children, you know, and their wickedness that can taint your legacy as well, man. You know,
Yeah.
because back in the ancient world, you were known by who your father was, man. All right. So if you are pretty much a menace, you're a nuisance, you're a nigga. In today's society, in society, they will look at your parents as if they're at fault for how you are, man, because it was their job to raise you up. All right. So it's better
Exactly.
not even to have children here because it can turn out that they can be demons, man. You know? So it said, blessed be the barren, blessed be the eunuch. So it's better to have no children, but to still, be accepted in the eyes of the Lord because the Lord is going to reward you, all right, later on down the road, man. So you may not have
Mhm.
children on this side, but in the kingdom of heaven, guess what? You're going to have many children, man. And you ain't got to worry about them being niggas or bitches, man, because they're gonna be righteous, man.
Right. Hey, and like I said, for unto him shall be given the special gift of faith, right? Because it takes a special belief, right, to understand that you're giving up this on this side, right? When everything about this world pushes you to want to build, a family and some type of
Right.
legacy over here. So that special gift of faith is you believing that the Lord has something better set up for you, in the future, man, right? In the future kingdoms to come.
Yeah, because I want to make mention of that because see, Great Millstone gets a bad rep because they constantly hear us talking about we bashing the woman, we bashing niggas and get on these little monsters. Hey, those of us that don't have children or wives, man, you don't think we want that, man? You know,
Right.
hey, personally, I'm scared to have children here, man, because I'll be damned if I have a fucking child, man, and he grow up or she grow up to be a fucking mo, or somebody touch him or whatever, man. I crash out about that shit, man. So truthfully, I don't want no children on this side. I'd rather wait, man. You know.
Right.
So that already lets you know, like you said, that gift of faith is knowing we will get that, but we will get that on a whole different level. So it's better just to wait for that, man. You know.
Exactly. Exactly. Verse 15. For glorious is the fruit of good labors, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away.
Because that, like I said, that wisdom is teaching us on how to become immortal, man. All right. So
Mhm.
through wisdom, through the fear of the Lord, all right, we will be kept back from doing things that's going to stain your legacy, man, or have the potential to stain your legacy, man.
Exactly. Verse 16. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that line's going to be wiped away, man.
Yep. For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor.
Right. Which is why you have a lot of people. They'll have children, and their children will die in like a horrific way. You know, and that's judgment. For their wickedness. Or you have certain children, all right, certain people that have children that the children they'll live a long life, but they lived a long wicked life, all right. And at the end of
Mhm.
the day, when they die, it's just like, all right, there's nothing special about this nigga. He came and went, pretty much, man. You know,
Exactly.
nobody's
Right.
gonna
So
remember that person.
right. I was just gonna say that it's a lot of people, right, who live on into their 80s and 90s, right, whose lives are not regarded, man, because they lived a lifestyle of wickedness, man,
Yeah,
right. So they went through all this time, right, and there's no remembrance that's gonna be of them, you know.
that's right.
It's like verse 18. Or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial.
Hmm.
For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation.
Right. So the point being that all the wicked and their seed line is going to be wiped away. All right, when the Lord begins to rain out His judgment upon the house of Israel, man. All right, and that when you go into the history, when we went to war, that was one of the things that Yahweh Shem Shah would do. All right, command us to do. All right, when we were to go fight against these different nations, because when you look up, you just type in "Pissup against the wall." All right, and it
Mhm.
gives you about 6 scriptures, and I'll just read a couple just to show you. All right, this is 1 Samuel 25 and 22. It says, "So and more also do the Most High unto the enemies of David. If I leave of all that pertain to him by the morning light, any that pisseth against the wall." That's not a good one. Let me see. 1 Kings 14 and 10. It says, "Therefore, behold, I will bring evil upon the house of Jeroboam, and I will cut off from Jeroboam him that pisseth against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Israel, and take away the remnant of the house of Jeroboam, as a man taketh away dung till it is gone." So when it said him that pisseth against the wall, it's pretty much going to all the males of his seed line, man. All right, because we understand that the male carries the seed. So when the Lord says, He's going to cut off him that pisseth against the wall, he's cutting off that man's seed line, man. All right, so he's going to cease his lineage is going to cease. All right, because if you don't have any more sons to pretty much bring forth seed to keep your name going, your lineage will eventually pass away. Like an example, you have Kobe. All right,
Yep.
Kobe. All right, he was never able to bring forth a son. All right, all his children were daughters, and that's one thing that he was trying to do. All right, was have a son so he could pass on his legacy. So since that never happened, he pretty much was setting up to try to have his daughters, live through his legacy or live his legacy through his daughters. But we understand that true legacy is done through the sons, man. You know, so when the Lord, He'll cut you off, all of them that piss against the wall. He's taking your lineage out the earth, which is going to happen to all these people, all the wicked, the wicked generation. They're going to be wiped out the earth, man. To all that's going to be left is the elect, man. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Uh,
Yeah, son.
yeah.
You got it.
Real quick, this is Job 18. Now, this is speaking on Esau, but you can liken it unto 2/3 as well, right? Now, it says here, Job 18, and I'll start in 16. It says, "His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the streets." Right? So what we're about to see is the wicked generation, right, completely be wiped away. And like you said, the men, chiefly, once the seed line of the men, because we're about to see a whole seed lines get wiped away, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the only seed lines left are going to be established through those elect men, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those the names that you see of reverence are going to be of no more remembrance, man.
That's
So
right.
like it says, their uh their roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. So there's not going to be any remembrance of that family line, man.
Nope. So this is why it's so heavy what we're doing, man. Because hey, for brothers, that have family, you had to let go. You had to forsake. Because brothers then lost children. All right, we done lost wives. You know, hey, brothers' parents then forsook them for this truth, man. You know, can you get that? Well, you should if those that them that has a word. Um, Pretty much whatever you forsook, you should get like 100-fold. Roughly paraphrasing,
God, God.
because that's the faith that we was reading about earlier that we're getting. You know, for foregoing trying to establish a family here, man. You know, because their brothers didn't had that. We didn't try. Brothers didn't try. The family thing, but that doesn't always work out for everybody, man. Certain men, that was their sacrifice, man. Even women, you know, a
Mhm.
certain brothers, certain sisters, they had to sacrifice children, family as well, man. You know, but that's all part of the walk. But understanding that you're going to be rewarded for that, man. You know.
That's right. This is Salakia. Matthew chapter 19 and verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, that
Oh, we
ye
didn't
which have
finish it.
followed me in the
Yeah.
regeneration, God, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit in the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yep.
And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
And that's what we're looking forward to, man. Because you truly can enjoy your family on this side, man. Because the world has
Right.
them. All right. So to truly be able to have them, we have to wait to the kingdom of heaven, man. And through that, is how we'll be able to fully enjoy your family. Because truth be told, man, hey, your mother, your father, those are gonna come back as your children. All right, your siblings that
Mhm.
you lost, even the children, that's gonna die, man. All those you'll get them back as children in the kingdom of heaven, Lord willing. All right, you're of the elect, man. We're of the elect, man. So all the things
Right.
that all the people that we lost, that we had to, pretty much, separate ourselves from, we're gonna get back, and we're gonna get them back in their right mind, man. You know.
Mhm. Okay.
All right, so from there, let's go to Psalms 145:4.
It's the book of Psalm, chapter 145, and verse 4. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts.
Right, because hey, the ones that's gonna read about our story, Lord willing, in the future, they're gonna see the sacrifices that we had to go through to get to that point to where we were written in the book of life, man. All right, that we overcame this wicked world, man. And they're gonna marvel in that, because it's gonna be a thing of, you're gonna be proud to come from the stock of whatever brother.
Mhm.
Hey, your descendants later on down the line, they're going to be proud to come from your seed line, man. To be, have their name come out of your loins, man. You know that's going to be a great honor in that day, and they're going to speak on the great act that you did, especially overcoming Babylon the Great, man. You know.
Okay. Real quick, this is
Uh.
Second Ezra chapter 2, and mm, I'll start in 45. It reads, He answered and said unto me, I'll start in 44.
Mhm.
So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Right, so going into that crowning ceremony, right? Because this is uh, the beginning of immortality. You know,
Right.
it says, Then said I unto the angel, What young person is that, or is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then I began to greatly commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Right. So
Mm.
as you, like you had made mention, right, he's commending those who stood stiffly in the most wicked kingdom, right, to ever exist, man. Right. So how much more, right, is the Lord going to look favorably upon those men, right?
Exactly.
Having your house be remembered, right, throughout eternity. You go to the house of Amawan, right, and that brother seed line go all the way through, right, and always remember the sacrifices that he made, right, throughout time, right, to get them to where they are.
Hmm.
So that's the remembrance that brothers is fighting for, man.
That's right. You got more?
I'll finish it out. Uh,
Con.
verse 48. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy power thou hast seen.
Hmm. And
You
that's what
know,
we're doing now. Declaring those mighty works of our forefathers, in hopes of that this will be reciprocated to us in the future, man. You know,
right?
this is
Uh,
yeah, more.
oh no,
All
that
right.
was it. That was it.
Okay, Con. This is Psalm 78:4. It says, "We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and his strength and his wonderful works that he hath done. For he hath established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, where he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which shall be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hopes in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and not forget the works of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, but keep his commandments, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, whose spirit was not steadfast with Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. So just forwarding, what you were saying, because those, that the reason why those men were commended is off of what we just read right here, man. All right, because they made good on the commandment that Yahweh Bashim Al Shah gave, which is to to go and proclaim his words unto Jacob, all right, and show them and show his people their sins, man, so that they can repent and come back unto him, which that is happening now, but only the elect is doing that, man. And so those are the ones that you read about in that chapter in Second Ezra 2, all right, who the Lord rewarded with that crowning ceremony, man. While the rest of the wicked they were purged out. Could you get Revelation 3 and 5?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 5. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels.
And this is another precept to add to that Second Ezra, the second chapter, because this is the leading up into that crowning ceremony, man. Okay, because he that overcometh, all right, is those that will be beamed up in that chariot, all right, when the destruction of Babylon the Great happens, man. All right, and it said the same shall be clothed in white raiment. All right, what you saw, when you read that, all those that was clothed in white, all right, white, meaning purity, but also representing the victory. It says, I will not blot his name out from the book of life. And that's the main part. All right. Your name is going to be immortalized because you endured to the end, man. All right. You overcame the wicked one, man. All right. So that's a feat to be remembered. All right. That's why the angels and the angels in heaven and the men on earth, they're all going to reverence the elect as these great people that was able to endure until the end, man. That was able to overcome Babylon, man. All right, that was able to resist the wickedness until the very end, man. That's going to be the greatest honor that we could ever receive, man. Fuck a damn championship ring, fuck a record deal, fuck whatever shit that Jake is selling himself short for on this side, man. We're looking for eternal glory, man. Glory that's going to be immortalized to your name is going to be remembered. All right, just like when we have the examples, like just real quick. I'm gonna just read a few, and this is Hebrews 11, and I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "By faith Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, the Most High testifying of his gifts, and by it him being dead yet speaketh." All right, so Abel was immortalized off of the righteous sacrifice that he did versus Cain. It says, "By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found because the Most High had translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High." And just keep going down. It goes into all the memorable works of the elect, because all these men that we're reading about, as you see, Abel, Enoch, Noah, Abraham. You can read the rest on your own, but these men, they found praise in the eyes of Yahweh by Shemal Shah off of their works, man. And I believe another chapter, I think that's like Sirach 40. Let me get that real quick. I'll just read the very first chapter, or very first verse, and then, like I said, you can read it on your own. Sirach 44 and 1. It says, "Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us," bringing it back to Job 8 and 8, man. All right, this is what we're supposed to be doing, and learning about the great works that our forefathers did that made them immortalized in history. Okay, and the greatest example that we have is Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so this is what we're seeking to build for ourselves, man. All right, a righteous legacy that all stems from the works that we did on while we're here on this earth, man.
I got one for you real quick. This is Sirach 39, and I'll start in verse 1. It reads, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy."
That's right.
Which is what we're doing right now, or we're seeking out that wisdom of our forefathers. Now, it says, "He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries, for he hath tried the good and the evil among men. Right now, you liken that unto what brothers is going through right today, right? All this can be tied to what brothers are going through and what brothers are going to go through in the future, man. Right, to establish that name, because once the Lord tries your faith, right, and you pass that test, your name is going to be established forever, man. It says he will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer and make supplication for his sins. So going back to that First Kings second chapter, right? When you are obedient to the Lord, you prosper, you know.
Yeah.
And in doing that, you're like I said, you will resort early to the Lord. So He's going to be your first resort, your first option, right, to call for help, you know. And He's going to oblige you, man. It
Mm-hmm.
says, when the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer. He shall direct his counsel in knowledge, and his secrets shall he meditate.
Mm-hmm.
He shall show forth that which he hath learned, and shall glory in the law of the covenant of the Lord. Many shall command his understanding, getting to the point, right? Many shall command his understanding, and so long as the world endureth, it shall not be blotted out. His memorial shall not depart away, and his name shall live from generation to generation. Right? So starting with the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that same thing is going to be passed down to brothers, man. Right?
Uh,
It says, nations shall show forth his wisdom, and the congregation shall declare his praise. If he die, he shall leave a greater name than 1,000,
mm,
and if he live, he shall increase it. Right? And brothers is gonna live forever, man. So it's gonna be continual increasing in that name, man. Right? That name continuing in the eternity, man.
right. Hey, there's gonna be books written about us, man. Lord willing, man.
Hmm.
Hey, the book of Quanawalth, hey, the book of Ashiar, Tazwan Gabar, whoever, man. You know,
Right.
hey, and we're gonna get our true names back too, man. You know,
Hmm.
because hey, these
God.
are names that we were given on this side, but the Lord Yahushua, He's gonna give us our true our name that we were given from the beginning. Lord willing, we was up there of that number. You know.
Right. Hey, I liken it unto like you see scenes of like medieval movies, where the father is walking his son through a hallway, and you see pictures of the kings, up on the
Yeah.
walls, right? And
Yeah.
he's telling them stories of each king. But in this one, when you get to the end, you see that first brother, right? That was the first king established in that family line, man. Right? So you walk and see all your ancestors, and then you'll see the progenitor, at the end, man. And then
uh,
we hope to be that, man.
that's right, man. That's gonna be heavy, man.
Uh,
Could you get Proverbs 22:1?
mhm. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, and verse 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold.
Right, because that good name, as you were just reading, man, that's the thing that you should be striving for, man. Because that name is gonna last forever. Because just
Right.
look at everything that we just read within these last few precepts we brought out, man. These men, their names are remembered because of the works that they did, man. All right, Abraham, Moses, Yahweh of course, King Solomon, which we know these men were the same, spirits coming back in the reincarnation but under different names. But look at their legacy they left behind, man. Okay,
Right.
and so that you should rather be choosing to leave a good name rather than a fucking fortune, man. Because like I said, that money that your seed can squander that money, you know.
Hmm.
That money ain't lasting, but that name, that legacy, that's forever. Okay. And if you're of the elect, that name is gonna last forever, man. But the names of the wicked, that's gonna be done away with, man. I'm gonna read this real quick from the brother Aliyah 144K, Isaiah 56 verses 4 and 5. It says, "For thus saith the Lord unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbath, and the thing and sorry, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant, even unto them will I give in mine house and within my walls a place and a name better than of sons and daughters. I will give them an everlasting name that shall not be cut off. And that's what you should want, man.
God.
Because that's exactly pretty much the example you gave. That's what the Lord says he's gonna have in his house, man. All right. The
Mm-hmm.
legacy of all of our works. So you go to the beginning, you're gonna see you're just reading about, certain men. You get to the end of that wall, you find out that was you. You know?
God.
That's heavy, man.
God. Yeah.
This brother coming with the bangers, man. I'm reading Sirach 44. Matter of fact, you can read this because it's gonna be a lot. Give Sirach 44, start at verse 9 and read down to 14.
God. Look. You want me to get in the GNT?
Yeah, Baba Kushai.
God. So let me pull it up.
Yeah, man. Because this is what you should be seeking for, man. All right. Because while you getting that, I'm just curious to see what this word legacy meant in the Edamon online, and I look at the free dictionary as well. But legacy, it says a body of persons sent on a mission. It says an ambassador, an envoy, deputy. It says send with a commission, appoint as a deputy, appoint by last will, and that's pretty much what we've been given. All right, we've been given the testimony. All right, to tell our people. All right, that was left for us, man. You know, from the beginning, this testimony was left for us to look. You want to be remembered. This is what you do, man. All right, dwell with wisdom. All right.
That's right. Hey, when you look into that word for deputy, it talks about a person appointed or empowered to act for another. You know,
Mm,
so we're acting on the behalf of Yahweh Shai, right?
mm.
Until he comes and then he's gonna establish that rulership, man.
Hey, real quick, this is off of the free dictionary. It says legacy. It says money or property given to another by will, something handed down from an ancestor or a predecessor or from the past. And that's exactly what we have been given. All right, we've been given, this testimony that was handed down from an ancestor or a predecessor with Lord willing. That was, it was one of our path lives that we pretty much was given from, man. But ultimately, Yahweh Shai, all right, he gave us this to pass down unto our ancestors, unto our future descendants, man. You know, but he's showing us on what to properly leave behind. Niggas is leaving behind. All right, I got a drug empire. I'm a establish here. I'm gonna leave it to my family. Or I got this basketball legacy that I'm gonna leave that niggas can't live up to. All right, look at Michael Jordan, for example. As great of a basketball player he is, he had two sons who they was expecting to be the next Michael Jordan, and they was ass at basketball, man. His basketball legacy ended with him. That's really all these sports and entertainment niggas.
Yep.
They make a name for themselves, and then they have children, and you expect them to be as great as them, and they flop. We ain't gonna have that problem in the kingdom of heaven, man, because all Israel, all right, once they come from the loins of the elect, they're gonna be great, and not even just because of our names, because they're gonna be great just because they're Israelites, man.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
a righteous Israelite at that.
That's right. This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 44, and verse 9 in the GNT. It reads, "There are others who are not remembered, as if they had never lived, who
Hey, that
died."
we went into earlier. You
Okay,
know, go ahead, Salaki.
man, that's crazy. But it's like it's a fearful thing, man, because
Yeah.
that's what's gonna happen to the majority of Israel, man. You know,
Ooh.
the remembrance that they're establishing over here is gonna be null and void. You know.
Yeah, because to add to your point, because the great example that we have of that is Esau.
Yep.
Because like you read in that Job, Esau is trying to leave a legacy for himself, and he's not gonna be remembered, especially after
Exactly.
1,000 years. When Babylon the Great
Right.
is destroyed, all this shit that this nigga done throughout all his time of being in power, is going to be wiped away with, and then after 1,000 years, all right, all the Edomites are going to be done away with, so where you're not even going to know what an Edomite was after a certain period of time, man. You know.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, we understand Esau is the perfect example of what not to be, because this nigga's going to get completely wiped away, man.
Right. Kind of continuing on. There are others who are not remembered as if they had never lived, who died and were forgotten, they and their children after them. But we will pray. I know it's heavy, man. But we will praise these godly men whose righteous deeds have never been forgotten.
Yeah, you're still speaking about him to this day, man. Moses
Mhm.
is a household name until this day. Peter, Paul, Yahweh, all these different men, they're still household names talked about until this day. All right, go
Okay.
ahead.
Their reputations will be passed on to their descendants, and this will be their inheritance.
Mm,
Man, and that's a beautiful thing to pass down, man, for you to have been uh, one of the seed of those men, man, right? Because as we read, right, the seed of the integrity of those their children will be blessed, man. You
exactly.
know. Continuing on, it says their reputation will be passed on to their descendants, and this will be their inheritance. Their descendants will continue to keep the covenant and always will, because of what their ancestors did. Man.
Mm-hmm.
Their family line will go on forever, and their fame will never fade. Their
Yeah.
bodies will.
Now go ahead,
God,
Slocky.
God, God's luck. So their family line will go on forever, and their fame will never fade. Their bodies were laid to rest, but their reputations will live forever.
Yeah. So, like I said, their works follow them until eternity, man. So, Lord willing, every believer in Yahweh Shem Yahushai is back today, laying that foundation for them to be remembered in the future, man. And that's the
Right.
thing you got to remember too. Not everybody's names are recorded, but their works are still being honored because Yahweh Shah,
Mhm.
Yahweh Shem Yahushai said that he's not a power that's going to forget your labors of love, bro. If you paraphrasing, man. So even
Right.
the one that we don't know about because it's more disciples. As just remember, it's 144,000 prophets. All we know is who Esau labels the main and minor prophets, man. But it was
Right.
more prophets versus who we read about. It was more disciples that was read about. We just don't know, But their works are still there. That doesn't make them
Mhm.
any less significant, man. You know.
Right. God, could you imagine how big the scriptures would be if every prophet had a chapter? It's like,
Hey, matter of fact, I got that for you real quick.
God,
This
God.
is Saint John chapter 20, and I'm gonna start at I'll start at verse 30. It says, "And many other signs truly did Yahushua in the presence of his disciples, which were not written in this book. But
Mhm.
these are written that ye might believe that Yahushua is the Christ, or Hamashiach, the Son of Yahweh, and that believing ye might have life through his name." All right. So,
Mhm.
as I said, there's many other things that were done, but weren't written in the book. Like you said, if everything was written down, if every member's testimony was written down, man, we wouldn't be able to carry around the Bible, man. That thing would be
Right.
huge.
Right.
It'd be like them old phone books when they first came out.
God, God, yeah, the Lord just condensed it down to what we needed, for salvation's sake, man, and to
Facts.
build up the faith of the elect, man. Right? But like you said, those things are still, recorded in the heavens, man.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go up a verse because it still pertains to that. This is verse 29. It says, Yahweh said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. Now, this is dealing with, Thomas, because Thomas had to actually, he wanted to see Yahweh and see the holes in his hand, see where he got pierced at and whatnot. But you could also equate that to is members of the elect that's not written about, but yet we still believe that their works are going to be remembered. So you can apply that to that as well, man, as well.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, have faith that what you're doing is going to carry on. Just because you aren't your brother that may not get his videos viewed a lot, you may be only getting about 3, 4, 5 views. Your video may not, be a video that brothers, do responses to or whatnot. But at the end of the day, the angels see it and recording everything that you're doing. They see the sacrifices that you're making. All right, you sisters out there, because there are, elect sisters as well. The Lord sees what you're doing, so just to keep believing, keep fighting, and doing what needs to be done in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, and watch how the Lord rewards you, man. Okay, because you got, just as you got elect men, you got, the elect lady, yeah, you women, you're gonna be the foremothers, of your children, man. You got the forefather, but you also got foremothers as well, man. You know.
Okay. Real quick. So Hebrews 6 and 10, I'm gonna read the NLT. It
Mm-hmm.
says, "For the Most High is not unjust. He will not forget how hard you have worked for him and how you have shown your love to him by caring for other believers, as you still do." Right? Now, when you read the NLT, it talks about ministering to the saints, and that's what you see going out, day in and day out. Right? Is brothers ministering unto the saints. So, regardless of what your following may be, right, on these platforms, which we know, right, Esau is lying about the numbers, you know. But regardless of that, like the brother may mention, the Lord is taking note of all these things, man,
That's
right? And
right.
he's going to reward you, right, as a result of it, man, because you believe and you're showing your belief, right, through your care for other believers, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So just continue to fight, man. Hey, fight the good fight of faith, man.
Okay.
And like the scriptures say, man, let no man take thy crown, man. Hey,
So,
we got everything we need. We got the wisdom. So apply Sophia and just continue to believe in Yahweh Shem Shai. And hey, we're gonna get everything that we long for, man. Hey,
that's
the
it.
family that you want, all right, the riches you want, the kingdom, whatever it is that you desire. Hey, seek the kingdom of heaven first, and all these things shall be added unto you, man.
Hmm.
Because all Jake want to be remembered in whatever they do, man. You
Right.
want to be the greatest at whatever your so-called profession or dream is. Hey, we want that recognition too, but we want it in righteousness, man, and we understand that
Right.
how we get it is by continuing to do this work, man, and believing. You know,
That's it.
but that's all I had. Though, you got anything else?
No, that was it.
Kind of say, hey, Lord willing, man, that lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect. Until next time, we say Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.